All right, what's going on, guys? I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds just to jump on. Give you guys a few seconds here. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Let's get a couple people on here before I go. Let me open up my YouTube chats. Uh-oh, my YouTube not kick in? Some reason my YouTube didn't kick in is live. What is going on here? I don't know. I guess I'll have to upload to YouTube later on. So I guess you guys on Facebook, you guys have an exclusive, I guess, because somehow my YouTube just didn't go live. Guys, I want to keep this as quick as possible. I want to explain something, okay? And I guess I got a bit of a cold, bit of a something in the back of my throat. Thank God it's not a thank God it's not a piece of anatomy in the back of my throat. But you know, nonetheless, I got something going on in my throat, and it's affecting my voice. All right, but thank you guys for jumping on, and if you can put up with the way my voice sounds, then I'm gonna tackle a topic here right now that I see just kind of, I don't know, I see a lot of people explaining this all goofy and just confusing the shit out of people, you know, and it doesn't have to be nearly as complicated as the way that a lot of you guys are trying to explain this to each other. You know, you guys are all talking about this blockchain technology and all this, and either A, you know what blockchain technology is, and you're just explaining it like a bag of shit, or else you have no idea what blockchain technology is, and you're trying to explain it anyway. And I see this all across everybody. Like I guess I can't use the word everybody, but I see this everywhere on my Facebook. Every post I read, somebody's trying to talk about blockchain tech, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. And then I'm watching people's live videos, and they're talking about blockchain technology, and I'm like, dude, you got no idea what you're talking about. So, okay, now, I'm not going to get complicated with this, all right? What I actually want to do is simplify this and just bring it back to just simple terms, okay? Because all the algorithms and all the hashing and all that is just kind of irrelevant to most of us. To know what a blockchain is doesn't mean you need to know how to hash out SHA-256 algorithm, right? And that can be done with a pen and paper. Don't get me wrong. You can hash out SHA-256 with a pen and paper. We use computers because it's a lot faster, but you don't even need to know how to do that shit to understand what a blockchain is. So guys, basically what a blockchain is a public ledger. You guys know what a ledger is? You know, like old-fashioned accounting, before we used computers for it, you wrote out on a ledger paper, and you wrote all your transactions, your debits, your credits, and wrote out in transactions and all that on a ledger. And then at the end of, you know, every day or every week or every quarter, you did totals, and at the end of the year, you totaled up everything on your last page, and that's what you filed your taxes on, right? Just like a ledger when doing business, you know, so in the case of blockchain, what we have is a public ledger. And in a lot of cases, whatever, you know what I mean. In a lot of cases, they are a public and decentralized ledger. And that's what I'm going to be talking about here today. If you want to talk about centralization and all that, I mean, I'll give you a good example is like Ripple. It's centralized. It's not anything like what I'm about to talk about, all right? But let's just start with what a ledger is, okay? And I just want to do a very, very quick screen share for that. But basically, guys, a ledger is just a list of transactions of everything that's happened, okay? And it's a list that remains permanent. Okay, you can't change it. Whatever's happened has happened. You can't go back and change it, and it exists forever. So in the case of, let's say, Bitcoin, for example, you can check any Bitcoin transaction that has ever taken place since Bitcoin was ever created. All right? So yeah, I'm just going to do a quick screen share right now and just show you kind of what I'm talking about with my little cheesy example ledger. All right? Just notepad example ledger. Just want to make sure you guys can see me. Yeah, all right. So guys, we know that Bitcoin's created in blocks and all this, and I'm not getting into blocks. I'm not getting into mining. Just assume you know that they're created for a second, right? So you got, and I use the number 25, even though 12.5 is the current number. Don't get caught up in that. But here's my example of what a public ledger looks like, okay? So step one, right? Somebody, one of the miners, because I'm using Bitcoin as an example, right? So a miner has to actually hash out algorithms and create Bitcoin to begin with. So first line in our ledger is 25 BTC created by miner 1, right? Then miner 1, the next line. Miner 1 sends 5 BTC to Bill, right? Miner 1 sends 3 BTC to Katie. Miner 1 sends 10 BTC to George. George sends 1 BTC to Katie. Katie sends a half a BTC to Amy. George sends whoever sends. Oh, we have another miner, 25 BTC created by miner 2. Right? Miner 2 sends 5 BTC to Kyle, and so on and so on and so on. So all a blockchain is a list of transactions. Okay? That's all it is a list of transactions. Very simply, okay? Now, this goes on forever and ever and ever. Every transaction, for example, in Bitcoin, because that's the general example I'm using, this list goes on forever and ever and ever. And the first transaction, like our first transaction in this example ledger, 25 BTC created by miner 1, this is never erased. So if you download this ledger, example ledger, okay, 10 years from now, it's going to start with these lines, and it's going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of more lines under it. But no transactions are ever deleted. None of this information is deleted. And that's what blockchain is about. It's about having a permanent record of every single transaction ever made, okay? Regardless of what your blockchain is about. It could be for all different purposes, you know, shipping. It could be currencies. It could be any kind of transaction or transfer of information. In this case, we're using Bitcoin as an example, which is a currency, right? So it's just a permanent list of transactions, okay, that never can be erased, okay? Now, in the case of Bitcoin, in the case of most cryptocurrencies, what we have are decentralized blockchains, or where blockchain is really synonymous with public ledger. We have decentralized public ledgers. So we have lists of transactions that are decentralized. So what I mean by decentralized, okay? We have our list of transactions right here. List of transactions, right? It says Bill sent so much to somebody. Amy sent so much to somebody. George sent so much to somebody. So many coins were created by this guy, right? Bill sends a bunch more. Stuart sends a bunch more. Stefan sends a bunch more. You know, Bob sends a bunch more. So we have a list of transactions, right? Now, if we want to know who has a certain balance, we actually have to take the whole list, add it up, then we know who has what balances, and then we look for Bill, then we know how much coins Bill has, right? But here's the thing about decentralized ledgers, okay? Is that I might have a copy of this ledger, right? This copy's mine. But you have a copy, George has a copy, Bill has a copy, Amy has a copy, and Katie has a copy. Now, here comes along a hacker. Let's suppose I'm a hacker, right? I'm a supercomputer guru guy, you know, and I'm like, you know, fuck these assholes. I'm gonna invent my own transaction. I'm gonna put it in my ledger, okay? So I'm gonna make a line in here, and I'm just gonna say, Jesse created 10 million Bitcoins, okay? And I'm gonna put that in my ledger, and I'm gonna put that out on the network. I'm gonna broadcast that, right? So broadcast means I made a transaction, and I'm going to broadcast that transaction. The transaction I made, because I'm a hacker, right? I'm inventing shit off the top of my head, and I'm going to hack the system and put this in there. So what I did is I created a false transaction, really. It says Jesse created 10 million Bitcoins. And I put that in my ledger, because I own my ledger, right? I can do whatever I want with it. Then I broadcast that to the network, right? So now I sent Bill a copy of my ledger. I sent Amy a copy of my ledger. I sent Stuart a copy of my ledger, right? I sent Stefan a copy of my ledger. I sent Katie a copy of my ledger. And Bill, Stuart, and Stefan, and Katie, and I forget the other names I said, y'all looked at my ledger and you said, Jesse, you're a fucking bullshitter. You didn't create those, right? So you guys, you processed these transactions, you verified them, right? You verified which transactions were legitimate, and then you've seen these coins that were created, and you're like, Jesse, you're the only one in the entire network that believes that those coins were just created out of thin air. That you just automatically created 10,000 Bitcoins or 10 million Bitcoins and credited them to yourself. Jesse, you're a fucking liar, right? That's what decentralized blockchain is. It's decentralized, meaning that everybody has a copy of the ledger. So when your copy of the ledger does not coincide with every other copy of the ledger on the network, right? You call that guy, you say, he's a bullshitter. That guy's a bullshitter. It's not real. It's fake. Kick that out. And this happens all the time in mining, where there's transactions that are not legitimate. They were double spends. They were spent before they were confirmed and things like that. And when miners are processing transactions in the blockchain, they catch these irregularities. They catch these illegitimate transactions, and they kick them back and say, no, that guy was bullshitting. Those coins were not legitimate to spend. Kick it back. Set that back to the way it was. Next block, please. Next block comes in. Everybody verifies. Perfect. Go. This block is legitimate. Move on to the next one. And those illegitimate transactions are never confirmed by any more than the first guy that put in his ledger, Jesse created 10 million Bitcoins. Right? Once that's broadcasted, all the other miners start looking at it. Everybody else who has a copy of the ledger start looking at it and say, no, this doesn't make sense. It's illegitimate. It doesn't make sense. Kick that back. Okay? So that puts us in a situation where no single person can ever change the transaction history unless a majority of other miners, other people who are running nodes, anybody else who has copies of the blockchain, okay, 51% of the people who own a copy of the ledger have to agree with your transaction, or else your transaction does not exist. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Right? That's where we come into miners. Miners are the ones who are processing these transactions. They're also the ones creating new cryptocurrency, and I'll get into that in another video. But miners are the ones who are confirming and verifying these transactions. So unless 51% of miners agree that transaction existed and is legitimate, then it never existed and it was never legitimate. And it does happen all the time where there are illegitimate transactions and they never get through because of this decentralized nature that requires a consensus. And guys, in a nutshell, that's what a blockchain is. Okay? Is a ledger, a list of transactions that require a consensus of the entire network, or at least a majority, in order to say that it existed. Okay? So you guys have any questions right now? Let me flip over to my comments here. Let's take a look at some questions. Moon says, hey mate, how you doing? I'm doing good. Well, I got a freaking throat thing going on. A record of all transactions. That's exactly what a blockchain is. What came first, Bitcoin or blockchain? Bitcoin would not exist without a blockchain. Bitcoin operates on a blockchain. Chicken or egg? I think that's your same question. Any other questions, guys? Let's see what YouTube's got. Oh yeah, YouTube didn't go live for some reason. It was probably broadcasting on the wrong channel again. I'll have to check that after. Okay, any other questions, guys? So you're all pretty comfortable with what blockchain is? Okay, public ledger. Everybody can see everybody's transactions. Nobody can change a transaction unless everybody else agrees that it's legitimate. That's all a blockchain is. Okay? So I summed that up in, look at that, 15 minutes I've been live. So in 15 minutes, I summed up what blockchain is without confusing anybody. So let's take some more questions. Can the blockchain be hacked? Yes, actually the blockchain can be hacked, but in order to hack the blockchain, in order to falsify a transaction on the blockchain, you need a minimum of 51% of the mining power worldwide on that blockchain. Okay? So if you wanted to make a false transaction, okay, you need to actually have the majority of the votes. You need to own 51% of the votes. Right now, the largest mining pool is Ant Pool, and they have, give or take, last time I checked, about 35% of the mining power. And they govern it right about there so that they're never going to end up over the 50% mark. Now, the reason is, if any mining pool, or any single miner for that matter, ever had more than 51% of the hash power, I guarantee you, everybody with half a brain will go to their exchange and they will dump that currency for whatever they can get because it's going to go to zero. If anybody controls it entirely, it's going to go to zero. Okay? With the exception of some cryptocurrencies, which aren't really currencies, such as Ripple, which are centralized ledgers. Okay? The whole principle of Bitcoin is to be decentralized and require consensus to exist. Right? So, if anybody ever did develop a 51% control on Bitcoin, the value would drop tremendously and it would negate the entire usefulness of what Bitcoin is for, right? Yeah. Another question, where does all that data stored of ledger? So where is the ledger stored? Anybody who runs a full node has an entire copy of the ledger. So if you actually go and download a Bitcoin Core wallet, you have to download the entire blockchain, which is, shit, how big is the blockchain? I'll tell you guys right now. Size of Bitcoin blockchain. Totally spelled that wrong, but Google will figure it out. Whoa, that's old data. The blockchain I know is at least over 100 gigabytes. Blockchain size is currently 160 gigabytes. Okay? So, anybody that runs a full node, and that could be, you can download the Bitcoin Core wallet, and that is a full node. Okay? And in order to use the Bitcoin Core wallet, you have to download the entire 160 gigabytes of the Bitcoin blockchain before you can send or receive a transaction with your wallet, right? Now, any mining pool, if you were going to start a mining pool, okay, you need to have a full node for miners to connect to in order to broadcast transactions, receive broadcasted transactions, okay, and post their results to. All right? So does that make sense? But the idea is that the copy, so this ledger that I said, this ledger, the hypothetical ledger that I had a copy of, if this was the Bitcoin ledger, this ledger is 160 gigabytes? Yeah, 160 gigabytes long. Okay, so the Bitcoin ledger, the list of transactions, is 160 gigabytes long. So however many billions of transactions, I have no idea. But that is the length of the blockchain. And anybody that wants to run a node, anybody that has a core wallet, okay, any mining pool, and even let's say you wanted to start a mining pool, you have to download that 128 gigabyte ledger and store a copy. So literally, there are thousands of copies of the Bitcoin ledger out there, right? And in order for you to falsify a transaction, you need to be able to control or influence at least 51% of the copies, complete copies of the ledger in order for it to be accepted across the entire network and be considered legitimate. Okay, does that make sense? I'm not making a mining pool. Are you crazy? I mean, anybody could. It's just you'd never mine a block until you have a good, you know, at least 1 or 2% of the mining power worldwide. So you're asking a lot of people to join you, and you're gonna need some massive data capability. So if I wanted to make a mining pool, I'd probably need, I don't know, at least a couple hundred servers in a data center in order to make a pool that would be worthwhile. Any other questions about that, guys? About blockchain, public ledgers? Does that all make sense? Just drop me a yes in there if it makes sense. Okay, guys, so basically, that's what a ledger is. Makes sense, right? Okay, moving on, guys. Again, I want to keep this short because I'm just tired of talking. I can't talk anymore. So, content for CoinTrade Mastery right now, slightly delayed because of my voice. I can't record when I'm like this. It sounds like shit. It's difficult, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse as I keep talking, right? But a few other things I wanted to touch on. I did add in, there are new ICO reports in the Discord group. So if you were a CoinTrade Mastery paid member, there is a new list of ICOs with reviews in the Discord group. If you're not a paid member, you need to be going to cointrademastery.com. Is it this side? Might be this side. I don't know. I can't tell. Whatever, one side or the other, cointrademastery.com, get registered, get paid, and you can get access to the premium Discord group where the ICO reports are contained. So there's a new one I added in this morning with 4 or 5 new ICOs with reviews on them. All right, and then couple other things. Few of you guys came in with me on some ICOs. Latium or LATX tokens. I was in the Telegram group. They said they confirmed an exchange listing. All right. They confirmed an exchange listing for the end of March, but I'm not sure what exchange that is. So any of you guys that have Latium tokens, just be looking towards the end of March. We're going to have an exchange listing, and then we'll get to see what kind of value we got out of there, right? Another one. Yeah, Universa or UTN tokens, UTN tokens. Some of you guys were able to get your UTNP, which are UTN placeholder tokens. That's the ERC20 token, and that is a temporary token until the full mainnet is launched. If you're like me and you have a whole bunch of free tokens, you have a whole bunch of bonus tokens, we did not get the option to redeem our credits for ERC20 tokens, and we are waiting for the mainnet. But if you have UTNP tokens, it has been listed on a couple of exchanges, and I forget which ones, but it is listed, and you can follow those markets. If you're like me, you got to wait for the mainnet launch in order to take advantage of your free and bonus tokens, all right? And I'm waiting for that. And I think once the mainnet is launched, I think we're going to see a little boom in the price. And it's going to be a good time to, start analyzing this market and see if we want to dump, if we want to hold. And I don't know the answer to that question yet. Boom, boom, boom. TokenPay or TPay has finally credited our tokens, and I got them in my wallet. I am actually running a full node TokenPay wallet on my other computer, which is my staking computer that I have staking TokenPay, as well as a couple of other shitcoin cryptocurrencies, all right? But TokenPay has been credited now, and it is a stakeable coin. So if you actually download, install, and run, and download, and operate a full node with the complete blockchain, so download the entire public ledger and run a node staking your coins, right? You will actually earn 5% per year of whatever TokenPay tokens you are actually holding in that wallet. Doesn't sound like a lot of money, but hey, 5% is better than nothing when you're stuck holding these freaking coins anyway. And I have not seen any exchange listing news for that token yet. But those are 3 tokens that I'm still holding from some of the ICOs I've gone into. Of course, Electronium I'm still holding, and they've been just spitting out news and news and news over and over again. And I'm still holding that coin. I'm waiting for like at least 50 cents before I dump any of it. And when I do, I'm just going to dump a little portion, just so that I can say that I secured my seed money, and then I'm going to keep holding, because I think that has potential over the next year to 2 years to really, really freaking boom. And I want to capitalize on quote unquote Lambo money, not just, Honda Accent money, right? So, yeah, guys, so that's some of the ICOs that I'm still sitting in. I got a couple others I'm waiting on. There's Lexit is about to drop pretty soon. I don't think any of you guys bought into Lexit with me when I offered you I think of right now, because I just got too many to keep my mind on. But basically, guys, that's where I'm at right now. And if you want to learn more about cryptocurrency trading, all right, cointrademastery.com. Get an account. I'm probably going to post this video, minus the bullshit at the end, but I'm going to post this video as one of the videos in the free course about, well, basically what is a blockchain, right? So I'm going to post that. I haven't really focused very much on free content for the course yet because I am very, very much focused on the premium paid content. We got quite a few members who have already taken advantage of the pre-launch pricing. And if you guys don't know, I said every week, every Friday, Thursday night at midnight, Friday morning at midnight, exactly the same time, right? But the price goes up $50 every week until I reach my intended price target of $449. Well, Jesse, why the discount? Basically, the course is unfinished, all right? And the reason you get a discount for taking apart pre-launch, taking apart pre-completion, putting up with me as I create content, okay, you get a discount, all right? When it's all complete, said and done, it's going to be $449 right now. CoinTradeMastery.com. Get an account, $249, and you get all future updates to the course. You also get currently, I cut down from 6 months to 5 months only in the last update, all right? You get 5 months of premium support in the CoinTrade Mastery Discord channel. And that is where all of the support is held. There is free access to the Discord group, but with free access, you do not get premium support, you do not get premium charts, and you do not get any ICO reports. And guys, the ICO reports alone are valued at $149 per month. And you're getting those just for being a CoinTrade Mastery member. And if you buy the pre-launch, you actually have 5 months of premium support, premium ICOs, premium charts. Guys, take advantage now because on Friday, every Friday it goes up $50. So this Friday it's going up to $299. And by then there should be a whole bunch more content added to the course as well. So CoinTradeMastery.com, take advantage now. I'm serious, all right? One more question rolling in. Did you get Bitcoin private yet? And no, I'm still waiting for official word from Trade Satoshi because that's where I had my Z Classic. I'm waiting for official word from them to get credited to my account. But the Bitcoin private mainnet has launched. So I know some of you guys were holding Z Classic in the Z Classic Electrum wallet. You guys can actually go download the Bitcoin private wallet right now and transfer your private keys into that wallet and sweep them and get access to your Bitcoin private now. As far as I know, there are no exchanges that are currently trading in Bitcoin private. And that's about all I know on that topic yet. Any last second questions, guys? Because I got to go take a leak. Brandon says, how? Elaborate on your question, man. I don't know what you're asking me. Last second questions, guys, or I'm going to take a leak and I'm shutting this video off. 3. How do we get the BTCP wallet? Probably go to btcprivate.org, read the website, and find where the download button is. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. www.google.com. It's actually btcprivate.org. And read the website. I would cover it in detail. Now wallet yet then. A whole bunch of people in the Telegram group have the wallet, so it's got to be on there. If not, you got to check the GitHub channel. But a bunch of people in the Telegram have the wallet, so it's out there somewhere. So if it's not actually on the website, then I don't know the answer to that question yet because I haven't downloaded it myself. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, PM me whatever you want. Sure, shoot me a PM. No problem. All right, guys. I seriously, my back teeth are floating. I gotta hit the can. So I'm going to cut this video off, all right? CoinTradeMastery.com. Let's get this thing rolling. Free t-shirt contest coming next week. Chances to win free Bitcoin coming next week. Pre-launch price going up this week. So get in now. Take advantage of the $249 before it goes to $299. Take advantage of the pre-launch. Take advantage of some time to promote this freaking course. I just put a homepage up, guys. If you go to CoinTradeMastery.com, there's actually a homepage now, believe it or not. And it's really, really simple. Tells you just briefly what it's about. Click the button, join, get in there. We'll see you on the inside, and we'll see you guys on the next video. I gotta go. Cheers.